You're very welcome. Tonight's practice is shoulders, upper back, back health in general. So in terms of props, a couple of blocks or something that resembles something block-like, like a couple of big books or firm pillows is good, and a belt, strap, long-sleeved sweater, improvise. Okay, we are in the era of improvisation, so go ahead and do that. Oh, and I'm sitting on a folded blanket, which is also really handy. You don't have to have one. If you have one there, great. If not, maybe a soft pillow or something. Okay, so let's start in an easy cross-legged position. Or what I'm in is Siddhasana, one shin in front of the other. And get yourself comfortable. I'm sitting on a folded blanket there so that my hips are slightly raised. And get yourself comfy, pull out the flesh behind you so that you are sitting comfortably and rooted, grounded into the ground or into whatever you're sitting on. Okay, good. Take a big breath in. Exhale and then we'll just relax. Good. Well done. You've managed to get to your yoga mat. It is a challenge when the weather is particularly good. And so I am aware that the weather is good, it's very warm, so if you need to peel back on any of the vinyasas this evening, just take it into dog, skip the vinyasa, or come down to child's pose for the few rounds of breaths. Do whatever you need in your body this evening, and really honour what body is asking for, because we may all be a little bit dehydrated as well. We're not used to such warm weather. And what was I going to say? This practice tonight obviously is upper back and shoulders, but we really are opening on working into the pectoral areas, which is working along the lung meridian. And it's really quite a stimulating practice to help us really connect with a sense of vitality and also that sense of abundance and just enjoying what we have and feeling that fullness in what we have. And I really have felt, and it saddens me that people are frightened, obviously, and it's that sense of scarcity, which is very, very much the opposite to this particular practice that we're working on, where people are afraid to give space, afraid to allow anyone in, and afraid that they might lose something. And so you know, I was just sad to see some elements of that in the last couple of days. And I think you really need to try and counter that rounding in and protection mode that you go into by just opening up. Just enjoy and experience just that joy of opening the heart and connecting with that sense of abundance, and whatever we could possibly need, we already have at our fingertips. It's just a case of tuning in and using it. Okay, so with that in mind, let's just sit quietly. You can take one hand onto your heart and one hand onto your belly. Dropping your gaze into the middle distance with a soft gaze in your eyes, or even closing your eyes. Begin by connecting with your breath. So draw the breath in, feel the breastbone rise and the belly expand. Exhale, feel the belly drawing in towards the spine and the breastbone dropping in gently. And you know, you don't have to have all of that working for you straight off the bat. Just notice how the breath feels as it's working its way into your body. Was it shallow? Is it hard to take a breath into your belly? By just slowing things down for a few moments and making the mechanical movements of big, slow, deep breaths, we can just gently encourage that opening and that gentle unfurling. Just wrap your awareness around into your back body and feel the shoulder blades rising away from each other off the back on the inhale. On the exhale, course it in around your entire middle. Pushing the breath back out again. Inhaling, allowing the breath to fill you. Allow the breath just to illuminate any darkness. Exhaling, releasing. And take one more of those. Hopefully things are smoothing their way out a little bit more now. Exhale fully. And keep going with the breath there. You can add a little constriction to the back of the throat, working through Ujjayi breath. And I invite you to greet yourself now. Very simply. Hello. Hello, Saoirse, for example. Whatever your name is. Greeting yourself and just seeing yourself exactly how you are. And just letting yourself know that everything's going to be okay. And then I invite you to smile your collarbones open as you take the arm bones back, lifting the chest. And as the collarbones begin to smile, perhaps you can allow us just a very, very small shape of the smile begin to grow and blossom on your lips. And then opening your eyes, releasing the hands. Ah, good. Isn't it great to be on the mat? So let's start with the neck. Just drop your chin down towards your chest. Feel a stretch in the back of the neck even. And then draw right ear over to right shoulder. Feel that gorgeous stretch down the side of the neck and notice how much tension you're holding in there. Oh. Go ahead and keep on with the breathing with Ujjayi breath if that feels good for you. Exhale, drop the chin down towards the chest. And then bring left ear over to left shoulder. If you have a sore neck, just go really slowly, really slowly. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, opposite side there. Exhale, chin to chest. Over you go to the other side. Good. Last round. Inhale. Whoops, right ear over to right shoulder. I have to stop doing that. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale over to the left shoulder. Oh, okay. Right, let's bring it back to the center. Take your hands behind your back, clasping your fingers together and lift those clasped hands up off your back. Minding your elbows don't hyperextend. Keep a micro bend in those, guys. And then feel the chest open. Feel the tops of the arm bones peeling back there. Could feel quite tight. And I invite you just to take the sides of the neck back as opposed to dropping the head back, which is the temptation. Yeah, good. And just lifting those hands away from the back, the arms away from the back there. Feel free to work on unwinding the spine by gently twisting from side to side, very small movements, keeping a tone in the belly there. Notice how that feels around the base of the spine or just around above the sacrum area. Good. And then keep the clasping of the hands and without releasing them, can you just try and draw the hands apart from each other there? Yeah. Find engagement in the arms. Feel the muscles in the forearms hugging into the bones there. Good. And then keep fighting to pull the hands apart but without actually releasing them. Oh yeah. Good. And then exhale, can you just release that one down? Take the hands out in front and clasp your hands out in front and then draw them away from the body as you round your back. Feel the shoulder blades drawing off the back. Support yourself by sitting up tall. Tone the belly. But obviously you're going to round the back here. Drop the gaze in towards the navel. And if movement feels good here, go ahead. You know, if that felt good, just that gentle unwind of the spine. Go ahead. then take a breath in, take those clasped hands up and overhead, then push out through the palms of the hands, and be mindful to keep a bit of space at the base of the neck there. So just gently peeling the shoulder blades down the back, create space, and you can overemphasize it just by drawing your hands down towards your head a little bit more. Good. Keeping a slight bend in the elbows. And then see if you can bring the arms back roughly in line with the ears or in that direction. Two more here. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Release those hands. Take a clasp behind the back again and just bring the clasped hands over to the right hip. And then drop the right ear over towards the right shoulder. So right hip, right shoulder. And you feel that lovely stretch down the left side of the neck into the top of the shoulder there. No forcing, just somewhere that's very pleasant. A pleasant release into the neck. Good. Two more breaths here. Exhale. And inhale, release. Feel free to change the crossing of the legs there if you're getting a little bit stiff in the legs. And then take your hands, clasp them behind your back again. And you're going to take your other index finger on top, all right? So it'll feel a bit funny. And then take those clasped hands up off your back. Lift the heart. So support yourself with an engaged belly. That's it. Make sure that the neck is nice and long. Okay. And then release that clasp. Take the hands out in front again with the funny index finger on top. Round your back. Feel as if someone's pulling those hands away from you and you're trying to drag them back in. Round your back, pull the belly in towards the navel. Soft gaze. Inhale, bring those hands up and overhead. Push out through the knuckles of the fingers. Bring the arms back roughly in line with the ears or thereabouts, whatever is working for you. Put a big bend in those elbows if that's, too severe for you. So, work with where you're at this evening. Okay. And then exhale, release the hands and take them again behind the back with the funny clasp. Bring them over to the left hip. And then bring the the left ear over to the left shoulder as well. So the right shoulder is dropping down. You're still lifting the heart and toning the belly. Go ahead and look down if that feels good in the back of the neck. Nice release there. And then inhale, bring it back up. One more. Exhale and release. Well done. Okay, so let's take a hold of your strap, your belt, your long sleeve sweater, whatever you have to hand. And this is a really nice release for the shoulders. So you're just going to take the ends of it so it's not whacking into everything. And depending on you now, if you have any rotator cuff issues, go ahead and be careful. Take your hands wider than shoulder distance apart, okay? And then you can change. You can bring them in closer together if you need to, if that feels good in your body. Okay, I'm just going to shimmy forward a little bit. Then on the inhale, lift the hands up towards the ceiling. Okay, on the exhale, just gently draw them back down behind you. Okay, and then modify. If you need your hands wider, go ahead and put them wider. If you need them closer together, go ahead and change it up. Inhale, bring those hands up. Exhale, bring them down in front of you. Good. Inhale, up. Exhale, behind. Inhale and up. Exhale and in front. Inhale and up. Exhale and behind. Keep going. Inhale and up. Exhale and release. It should get a little bit easier the more you do it. Okay, inhale and up. And if this is not happening in your body, you can leave it out and you can just do it without a belt, or you can just go back and do the exercise we did before. Inhale and up, exhale and back, inhale and up, exhale and down to the front, inhale and up, and hold it here. You can just take your hands in a little bit closer together. Okay, and then gripping the belt, try and pull your hands apart from each other, and you should feel the shoulder blades moving their way down the back toward each other as you do that. Pull, 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 pull. Great, let's walk the hands in a little bit closer, about shoulder distance apart this time. Good, now try it again. Pull, 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 pull. Good, tone the belly. Keep lifting nice and tall. And exhale and release. Just take the hands wide, bring the belt out behind you. Okay, so this time, just turn the palms of the hands to face down. Okay, and then pull the belt apart from each other. Pull the belt away from each hand. That's it. Whoa. Okay, switch the grip. Turn the palms of the hands up. And then inhale, bring it up and overhead. Exhale and release. Pop the belt over to the side. Good job. Okay, so we're going to do some hip flexor work to open into the hips. Anyone with any knee issues, go ahead and pop some padding under your knees. And we have a few different modifications we can do here. So if compression might be an issue in your knees, you can go ahead and pop a folded blanket or a jumper behind the backs of the knees. Okay, and sit back into hero pose. I'll just show you hero pose because you can't see it when I do that. I like to pop just a blanket underneath my backside here. So coming onto high knees, take your thumbs to your calves and just gently pull the flesh of the calves out to the side. So you're sitting down in between your lower legs. And look at your toes, all 10 toenails are pressing down into the ground. Now, obviously you can pop something behind the knees if the compression is too much. You have the option of raising your backside up higher, okay? And if that is still too much pain or discomfort in the knees, your options are come up higher or come out, okay? And just come into cross-legged. All right, and just skip this if you need to. That you should feel sensation. This is not an easy pose. It's called hero pose for a reason, okay? So, depending on how high up you have propped yourself, you should feel that lovely stretch in the front of the thighs there. You may or may not need some blocks behind you or some firm pillows, okay? And what I invite you to do now is just take your heels of your hands onto the blocks or whatever you have behind you as a support, and just draw your shoulder blades onto your back so that your heart really lifts here. Tone the belly and keep that lift. Good. And hold it there. So you can feel that opening in the front of the chest. Good. And if you want to walk it away a little bit further, go ahead. Keep a softness in those elbows. I know the tendency is to really hyperextend there. Or you may have your hands on the floor. Okay, good. Lifting it up. Two more breaths. And then exhale, just walk your hands back in. Stay in hero pose for another few rounds of breath, please. Say another 3 rounds. Good. It should feel like you're working. Okay, good. Just keep your skin on your face soft, your eyes and your jaw relaxed. One more breath here. And then exhale, just gently bring yourself back up off your knees and come onto all fours. We're going to come into puppy pose here. So coming into all fours with your knees hip distance apart. You can just roll your toes under. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. Simply walk your hands forward. Keep your hands shoulder distance apart. And allow your chest to drop down towards the floor into Anahatasana puppy pose. So your gaze is down. Your hands are pressing into the ground. Your backside is stacked over your knees or even a little bit behind. And then you're going to support yourself by toning the belly. And then press your fingertips into the floor. And from your fingertips, hug the muscles into the bones, all the way up your arms. Make your arms very strong. And at the tops of the shoulders, draw the shoulder blades in towards each other. Just feel them drawing in toward each other there. Good. So you're energetically drawing back in towards the back of the heart. Inhale. As you exhale from the back of the heart, press down into the earth. Inhale from the earth, draw right up into those strong arms into the back of the heart. Exhale from the back of the heart, pressing back down into the earth. Inhale all the way into the back of the heart from the earth. Good. Hold. Inhale, come up, bend the elbows, keep the forearms shoulder distance apart, bring the forearms to the ground, and we're going to take dolphin plank. So it's a forearm plank. You're going to walk your knees back behind the hips a little bit, keep the toes rolled under, and then lift the knees up off the floor. You can take the knees down at any time you need to. Lift the heart forward. So now your elbows are beneath your shoulders. Lift the heart forward, tone the belly. Good. Mind that your backside isn't sticking too high up in the air. Okay, tone the belly. You've got this. Take your tailbone down towards your heels, and that will help your belly turn on. Okay, keep that, and see if perhaps you can lift the right foot off the floor. Roll the toes under, yeah. And then exhale, just gently drop it back down. And then inhale, lift the left. And then exhale, drop it back. Inhale, right, and down, left, down, right, down, left, down. 3 more sets. Down, right, down, left, down. Last one, right, down, left, down. Bend the knees, sit back on your heels, take your knees wide. Child's pose. Take 2 breaths here. Exhale it out. Inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale, come back into your forearm plank, into your dolphin plank. And roll the toes under. Okay, good. This time you're going to walk your feet in as far as you can towards your elbows. So you're going to lift your bum nice and high. So just little baby steps, walking in. Your gaze is in between your hands there, or even between your wrists, so as not to crunch into the back of the neck. Keep the heart lifted. Feel the shoulder blades engaging onto the back. And then soft knees, yeah, just walk your hands back into your forearm plank, like it was nothing at all. Lift the heart forward. And the more you lift your heart forward, the more your shoulder blades engage onto the back. Good. Walk it back in one last time. Bend the knees as you walk in. Hold. Hug the shoulder blades onto the back of the heart. And then exhale, just walk it back into a dolphin plank. Good. Take your left hand to where your left elbow was, your right hand to where your right elbow was. Inhale. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Take 3 rounds of breath here. If you need to drop to your knees, now's a good time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. Good. So from here we're going to take three-legged dog. We're going to take it into the hip flexors again. So inhale and lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. A little bit or a lot, find it. Toes and knees pointing down towards the floor initially. You can soften that left knee if you need to. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knee and stack the hips. Bring that right heel behind the left buttock and then lift up into that left armpit. Nice and strong. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, set it down on the floor. Well done, just walk it out. Soft knees. Second side. Inhale your left leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips so that front or that left heel comes to the right buttock. Then lift into the right armpit. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, set the 2 feet down onto the floor. Bring the knees down onto the floor. Come on down onto your belly. Well done. Keep yourself supported on your elbows and take your forearms shoulder distance apart. We'll just take it into a little sphinx here. You can press the palms of your hands down onto the floor and press your 10 toenails into the floor, making sure that your feet are no more than a few inches apart. Good. And then engage your inner thighs as if they're pulling in toward each other. Okay. Keep that. Draw the tailbone down towards the heels. Good. And then lift the heart through the shoulders. Sphinx. Inhale. Exhale. Take 4 more of these. Inhale. Find Ujjayi breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep lifting the heart through. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's come on out of this one. You can roll the toes under and then you can just lift up and then take your hands, walk them back in underneath your shoulders. So you're on all fours. Roll the toes under, downward facing dog. Look forward of the hands and with bent knees, just walk your hands forward to come into Uttanasana, a full forward fold. Hands to the shins or to the floor, not floating in midair. Soft knees, drop the head down. Inhale. Half lift, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root down into the earth and rise all the way up. Come all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Strong hands, strong forearms, draw right into the back of the heart, lifting the heart. Exhale, hands in towards the heart. And release. Good, take a couple of rounds of breath there. Let everything just settle. Inhale. And then exhale. So I hope you all have a wall handy, or a door or something along those lines. We're just simply going to take a little pec stretch here. And it's very straightforward. You're going to stand facing the wall and take your right arm out alongside at about shoulder height, a little bit lower than shoulder height, okay? And then press the palm of the hand in towards the wall. And then just walk your feet away in the opposite direction there. So you're standing very close into the wall. And the more you walk your feet away in the opposite direction and keep pressing the top of the right arm bone in towards the wall, you get that stretch across the front of the pec, minor in particular. Okay, so just relaxing face, relaxing the eyes. Just enjoying that moment of stillness. Last breath here. Exhale. At the bottom of the exhale, just walk back in toward the wall. Release that arm. Give it a little bit of a roll. Good, maybe a bit of a shake. We'll take it onto the second side. The wall is so cool. I'd rather just do the rest of the practice against the wall. It's so warm in here. So just take the left arm out just beneath shoulder disc height, because that's where it goes. And press the palm of the hand in. Standing close into the wall, just start to walk away in the opposite direction, pressing the top of that left arm bone in towards the wall. Okay? Good, just walking away, away, away. Staying close into the wall with that left arm bone. Good. And then hold. This shouldn't feel like a massive stretch. For some people it may be if they're very, very tight in the front of the chest, but it shouldn't feel excessive. We're just opening. It's like a little bit of adding a little bit of WD-40 into the shoulder area and the chest. Good. And then exhale. Walking back in towards the wall, release that arm down. Start to round it a couple of times. Hold it here in Tadasana. Okay, good. Soft gaze. Turn the palms of your hands forward. And just notice that feeling of openness in the chest and upper shoulders there. And with that, that sense of fullness and deep satisfaction that comes with just being present. Yeah? And that joy, that feeling of energetic joy that just starts to rise up, that vitality that just pours out when you are open like this. And then exhale, come up to the top of the mat. We're going to work our way through some vinyasas. If you feel at any point you want to skip the vinyasa bit and come straight into dog, or drop the knees to the floor and take a breather for the few rounds of breath, go ahead and do that. Okay. So, coming up into, actually just before we do, we'll take a little bit more into the chest. So taking your feet inner hip distance apart with your soft knees here, okay? Take an inhale and clasp your hands behind your back. Lift the chest as you do. Take those clasped hands up and off the back. Okay, good. Then just bend the knees, sinking the hips. Good, so you're coming into the chair pose. The chest automatically lifts. The bum actually comes out behind. Sides of the neck back. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Keep the knees soft as you fold. Drop the top of the head down and lift those clasped hands up and overhead. Good, good. Hold it here. Pressing down into the floor. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, root down into the ground, rise up, lift the heart first, hands onto the back, and come up through to mountain pose. Exhale, release the hands, inhale, exhale. Let's do that again with a clasp on the other side. So taking the opposite finger on top. Take the chest lifted up, clasped hands lifting away. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Feel the arm bones moving back. Exhale and fold. Knees softly bent. Drop the top of the head down. Root down into those grounded feet. Pressing into all 10 toes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, root down into the ground, bring the hands back, lift the chest, rise up, straightening the legs, releasing to mountain. Good. Now we're going to go through our vinyasa. So on your inhale, bring your arms up, inhale. Exhale and fold. Soft knees as you fold. Fingertips to the shins of the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your right foot back into a crescent lunge. So keep the back heel rising up off the floor. Take your hands behind your back again. Clasp the hands. Take those clasped hands down towards the back leg, lifting up through the inner margin of the back leg. Press out through the back heel. Gaze is forward, sides of the neck are back. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release the hands. Take them down by either side of the front foot and take a vinyasa. Step it back to plank and lift the heart. Exhale. Take chaturanga or drop the knees. Drop the hips. Come and lie down. Inhale. Cobra or up dog. Yogi's choice. Roll the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. 2 more breaths here. Exhale it out. Find that engagement in the back of the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Look forward of the hands. Take your right foot up to the sky, 3-legged dog. On the exhale, step it through to meet your hands. Crescent lunge, rise up. If you're very wobbly, toe heel your right foot out to the side a little bit so you get a wider surface area. Push out through that back heel and take those hands clasping with the other finger on top, the other index finger on top. Take the little back bend. The gaze is forward. Strong lift through the inner thigh of the back leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, this time you're going to release to Uttanasana, hands to the floor, step forward, soft knees, drop the head down towards the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Okay, inhale, root down and rise up all the way. Exhale, hands in towards your heart. So the heat's beginning to rise. Inhale, rise up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the floor or the shins, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Inhale, step back. Left foot this time, take it into warrior. So spin the back heel to the floor and bend the front knee, rise up. Good. When you get here, you can take your hands into a cactus position, like a goalpost. Bend the elbows and then bring the elbows back in space so that the chest really lifts. Like the front of the body is looking up towards the sky. Good. Taking the tailbone down to facilitate that lift. Toning the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, this time release your hands and clasp them down by behind you. And then you're going to take it to warrior 2. So open up the back foot. Okay, now warrior 2. Make sure the front knee does not come beyond the ankle. And keep wrapping that outer right thigh in towards the midline. Nice and strong. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. On your exhale, humble warrior. Fold onto the inside of that front leg. If you feel wobbly, you do not have to keep your hands in this position. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. On your inhale, come up. Oh, warrior 2. Good. Now release your hands back down to the floor. Take it through a vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, hips, chest. Feet closer together. Inhale, curl to cobra. Exhale, toes, knees, hips. Downward facing. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Left leg lifts. Good. Exhale, stepper forward. Warrior 1. Spin your back heel to the floor. Rise up. Good. Goalpost arms. Lift the chest up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Strong front leg. Make sure that front knee is stepping over the ankle. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release the hands. Clasp it the funny way with the other index finger on top. Lift the chest. Then open up the back foot. Warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, humble warrior, come down on the inside of the front leg, strong legs. Drop the top of the head down, raise the arms. Keep knitting that outer left hip in. Root down to the outer edge of that back foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Rise up. Warrior two again. Exhale. Release the hands to the floor. Step forward. Uttanasana. So spin the back heel up. Step her forward. Exhale and fold in. Soft knees. Inhale, root down and rise up to stand all the way. Exhale, bring it in towards your heart. Good, release it down by your sides. Starting to really get warm. Let's take it one last time. Inhale up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in again. Okay, right foot steps back, warrior one. Spin the back heel to the floor, bend the front knee over the ankle and rise up. Okay, so option here is to take your goalpost arms, or you can clasp your hands behind your back again. We're just to be mindful, we're stepping into warrior three pose, so balancing pose. So whatever feels better in your body. So inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, spin the back heel up. This time you're going to start to lean forward. Step the back foot in. Take the weight off of it and lift it up off the floor a little bit or a lot. Keep the chest lifted and fold forward. Toes down. Good. Knees down. Find your balance. Whoop. And she comes down. And she goes back up again. Look. Back up. Find it. Spread the toes of the back foot. Good. Exhale, gently step back, soften the front knee, release the hands to the floor. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Lift the heart. Exhale, knees, hips, heart. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, toes, knees, hips, downward facing. Well done. Hold it here. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Inhale and lift the right leg skyward. Exhale, step it through to meet your hands. Warrior one. Spin the back heel to the floor. Rise up. So you know what the options are. It's harder with the hands clasped. If you want to challenge yourself, take the other finger on top. Lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, steady yourself. Exhale, always use the wall if you need it. And inhale, lean forward, rise up onto the toes. Come into warrior three, find it. Start to straighten the front leg. Spread across the toes of the back foot. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. And then exhale, soften the front knee, gently step her back, warrior one. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. Step 2 feet together-ish, inner hip distance apart is better. 2 knees bent, soft, soft knees. Head down towards the floor. Take an inhale, half lift. Just gathering yourself together, exhale and fold. That's more for my benefit than yours. Inhale, root down and rise up. Good. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart and release. Woo. Good. I think that's hot enough. So what we'll do is we're going to take Natjarasana, lower to the dancers or king dancer pose. This is a beautiful way to express the abundance of living and the joy of just being present to that. So with our fullest of hearts, you've got an option of using the wall if you need it with one hand, or standing with the feet inner hip distance apart. Bend the front knee and grab a hold of the right foot in your right hand. Now, option is to take 2 hands to the one foot, or take the left hand to the wall. Okay, now move the tailbone down so the front of the body engages, and push that right foot into the right hand. Find a drishti, that's something to gaze at to help you maintain your focus. And then pressing the foot into the hand, you're going to lift up into Natyarasana. Good. As much as you like, keep the chest lifted. Good. Hold it here. Chest facing forward, hips forward. Press it in. And then release. Exhale. Good job. Doesn't it feel great? Don't you feel so energized right now? I do. Okay, so we're going to just turn and face the opposite direction and take it over in this side, left side this time. Feet inner hip distance apart. Okay, option is the wall. Left hand to foot, maybe 2 hands to the feet. Okay, hold it here. Press the feet into the hands. Straight standing front or right leg. Press it in. Lift up. Good. Spread across the toes of the back foot. Inhale, keep the chest lifted and square to the front. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and release. Give the legs a shake. Give it a wiggle. Do your silly salmon. Okay, good. And then let's come down onto the floor, okay? And just cool things down a little bit. So I would suggest you take your blanket and have that to hand to sit on. And then sitting down with the knees bent, slightly bent, and the feet together, okay? Good. I just walk your hands back behind you here. We'll just take the rack. So you're going to extend the legs a little bit once you get them there. Keep the inner thighs pressing in toward each other. Okay? If keeping the legs together is a little bit of a challenge for you, go ahead and throw a block in there and squeeze in against that block. And then walking the hands out behind you. Turn the heels of the hands in to face towards you, your fingers away. Walk your hands out as far as they'll go without locking out the elbows. And then feel the shoulder blades engage onto the back again. Not around your ears, away from your ears so your neck is long. You can feel the chest doming and lifting. Keep the elbows soft and keep lifting up. So as far back as you can go without locking the elbows. And then lift. Find tone in the belly to support you. Good. Gazes forward again. Don't be tempted to drop your neck back. Keep squeezing the block or the inner thighs together. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take 2 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands back in. Good job. Now you're still seated on your folded blanket or pillow. Just make sure it's comfortable enough. You've got the flesh out, pulled out behind. Now soft knees or pop something behind the knees as you fold. And you're not going to come into a very deep fold because you've been opening your chest. But fold just enough as a counter for the work you've been doing. And if you like, go ahead and pop a block in there or something to support your forehead if you can actually get down that far. It's optional. Just let your bones get heavier and heavier, signaling to the body it's just time to unwind. Okay, and then just inhale, walk your hands back in towards yourself. Now you have a block and you have a strap or belt or something along those lines. So let's come and lie down on our backs with our knees bent. And I'd like you just to lift the pelvis, so you pop the block underneath your sacrum, feeling nice and supported there. And then lift the legs up and lasso the feet. Let's just reverse the blood flow, a little bit of the energy flow. Maybe wrap the belt around your hands so that your elbows can just totally relax. And make sure your head and your upper back are comfortably on the floor, that you feel relatively stable in this position. Knees are soft. It's really quite effortless, this position. And if you have the wall to hand and you want to throw the legs up the wall or up the sides of the couch, that's also fine. And just keep your breath smooth and steady. See if you can make your exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. And then just see if you can perhaps create that slight constriction in the back of the throat. Allowing your skin to soften, and beneath your skin, just releasing, letting go. Just letting go, just to unearth that, really that sense of energy and vitality that should be surging through. I'm just feeling that inner shine, Shri, the divine light shining through. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. And then just exhaling, bend the knees, release the belt. Pop it over to the side, and you can take the block out because I don't think you need it for your bridge tonight. Taking the feet in or hip distance apart and parallel. Lift the pelvis up, clasp the hands underneath, okay? And draw onto the tops of your shoulders so you create that domed effect in your chest bridge pose. Rolling the inner thighs down and away. Make sure you're not over clenching the buttocks, but instead keeping the energy in between the thighs engaged. Yeah? And that takes all of that narrowing out of the low back. Drive down into your heels. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, release the clasped hands. Gently drop the pelvis down towards the floor and knock your knees together. Just let the feet walk wide. Softening. So coming into this neutral position. Giving the body a moment or two just to adjust. Exhale. Inhale. Just walk your feet in closer together. Lift the feet, the heels off the floor, and let the knees fall over to the right side. Let's bring those arms wide as goalpost arms. And then turn your gaze over towards the left. Inhale, knees up to center. Exhale, let them fall over to the left there. Turning your gaze over towards the right. Just enjoying that freedom that your practice has brought into your upper body particularly and your back body this evening. Inhale, knees up to center. Let's prep for Shavasana, please. So whatever you need, support behind the backs of the knees is good, or a blanket. Extend the legs out. Let the toes roll out and heels in. Let your arms fall down by your sides, gathering the shoulder blades very, very gently onto the back. Closing the eyes if that feels good to you, and let your breath be natural. Bring your awareness into your heart space once more, greeting yourself. Sending yourself a little bit of love. And in return, just feel the inner body be bright, shining that divine light out in all directions. Take rest. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer, go ahead. Otherwise, start to wiggle toes and fingers. And when you're ready, bend your knees one by one. And then roll slowly to your right side, please, taking a few rounds of breath there before you rise up into a seat. And when you're ready, just finishing the practice by bringing the hands together at the heart space. Take a breath in, exhaling and release. Good, just pressing the backs of those thumbs into that soft space around by your breastbone, the bottom of the sternum. Just keeping that union of heart and mind. Exhale, lifting your gaze. Namaste, everybody. Thanks for practicing.